Yo, what up, though? It's your boy, Brother Sean, on episode 5 of Embrace the Journey. My bad, y'all. I have been gone for a minute. Been taking care of some things, trying to get myself together. But I've been feeling bad because I've been gone for a while. I had this episode in my mind for quite a while. So here we are, episode number 5. It is called Failure to Thrive. And I just want to let y'all know, all right, this is how this came about. I can be very random at times. I will think about something from 10 years ago, just out of nowhere. I don't know. And I'll have an idea about something. But this particular episode, Failure to Thrive, I'll tell you how this came about. I was working as a nurse aide or nurse tech or whatever they want to call them, CNA. I used to work as that. Now, it was my first job as one, working in one of the local hospitals here. And I remember, and I was like 20 years old. I remember being able, I think I went and checked on this patient. It was a little older man. He was real sick, man. I felt so bad for that dude, man. Real sick, little older dude. And I remember when I would go and chart for him, put his notes in. His diagnosis said failure to thrive. He was probably like late 80s, maybe 90 something. Very frail, not much meat on his bones. I think he had came from a nursing home, and I felt so bad for him. I mean, he wasn't. I think now thinking back, I think he was on a feeding tube. He had an IV, so he was getting fluids and food that way. But we couldn't feed him. That was the only way he was getting his food. And I don't think he had a whole lot of visitors or family would come and check on him either. So I always remembered that diagnosis, failure to thrive. And very recently, well, a while back, I remember it just hit me, and I was like, man, that could be a pretty good name for an episode. So that's how this episode, the name of that came about. And before I go on, guys, I'm a words guy. I hate numbers. I am not a numbers person. I am not looking forward to taking college algebra. When I go back to school, that is the one class I'm dreading. I'm telling you, I hate that class. I've had it a few times, and I have yet to pass it. So I'm going to get it done when I do go back to school. But nevertheless, I am a words guy, man. And I read the definition for the word thrive. And when you look it up, it says to grow or develop well or vigorously. And then it also says to prosper or flourish. So that sounds right. We all want to grow, develop, get better, prosper, flourish in life. So that's what life is all about. Trying to thrive and to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just the definition of it. But one of the reasons, well, I got some reasons here why you can sometimes feel like you're not thriving. I do have some reasons why you feel like, or how you can feel like you're thriving. But one of the reasons you can feel like you're not thriving is comparison. Yeah, that's a big one. I'm bad about it. I try not to be. I've gotten better with it, but I think in today's time, it's kind of almost impossible not to. Look, y'all, I'm not gonna hate on social media. I love social media. I really do. I might have mentioned it a time or two before about how things you see on social media, and then you feel like you're not your best because this person has this, or they have that, or they got this job, or they got that car, or their kids are doing this, or they got this. That stuff will have you. You stay on it, man, and you let it get in your head. You'll feel like you ain't enough, and that is obviously not true. That is not true. So that is one way you can feel like you are failing to thrive. Comparing yourself. Another way you can feel like you're not thriving is poor self-talk, negative self-talk. Talking to yourself in a bad way, man. Look, y'all. Like I said, man, I've been trying to get myself together as well here. And I've been down for a little while, just kind of a little depressed. But here recently, I did start doing something that I think I mentioned on maybe episode 2 of the podcast was talking positively to yourself. And one way to do that is put sticky notes on your mirror with positive quotes on them, and just say them out loud. I mean, if you have to look in the mirror, you're gonna see them, And I've done it. I got 4 up here right now. One of them says keep going. One of them says good job, Sean. One of them says God has you. One of them says never give up. I have some positive things I'm trying to keep in my mind. Every time I'm in my bedroom and looking in the mirror, keeping some positivity on my mind. So talk well to yourself, man. We say we love ourselves, but talk good to yourself, man. Another way you can feel like you're not thriving is by living in the past. Hey, The past is the past. We've all done things, said things we regret, done things we regret. We had opportunities and we squandered them. Where none of us are perfect. So, but don't beat yourself up because of your past. We all have a past. I think all of us from time to time we reflect on our past, good times and bad times. There's nothing wrong with reflecting, but don't stay there. That has happened. That is gone. Living today. Pray and hope for a better tomorrow. You know. So those are just three reasons why you can feel like you're not thriving. So of course, if I give you the negative, I got to give you some positives. Of course, the ways you can feel like you are thriving is here's one: healthy diet. That's a pretty simple one. If you're eating good, that definitely helps your physical body and your mind as well. So a healthy diet, physical exercise is a big one. I exercised this morning. Got up and got about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes in. Been feeling good all day. So that is one way you can feel like you're thriving. Another one, develop yourself some healthy habits. Healthy daily rituals. Like one of mine healthy daily rituals is every morning when I get up, when I get settled and things in the morning, I like to do a little tea or maybe some coffee in the morning. Just kind of maybe meditate a bit, pray, get some devotionals in. That's mine, one of mine. And it helps me. I really do like to do it. So yeah, develop yourself some healthy habits, man. Another way you can feel it'll help you feel like you're thriving is to help others or do some service work or maybe volunteer. Anytime, well, for me, I'll speak for me. Every time I help somebody, I feel amazing. I really do. And I mean, it could be something as simple as holding the door open for somebody, or giving a positive word, or making you laugh, or being a good listener. I mean, it don't have to be like extravagant things. A lot of times you'll feel like you have to do all these big things to feel like you're helping someone, and that's not always the case. It don't take much these days. We all need a little help sometimes, and if you can be that person to help someone, I promise you it'll probably make you feel a little better. It definitely helped me feel better for sure. The last one here on the list, and I almost overlooked this one, but it's a good one. It says prioritize your rest, man. Get your sleep. Rest as much as you can, because the body's not well rested, then it definitely will play out into your spirit. You'll feel it. You're more agitated. You might have more anxiety. So try to prioritize your rest, man. But yeah, those are a few ways that can help you feel like you're thriving. Like I said, man, healthy habits, man. Get you some daily rituals in, healthy ones, positive ones. Physical exercise, healthy diet, helping people, volunteering, whatever you want to do. And prioritize your rest, man. Get that rest in. Those are some good ways to help you feel like you're thriving. So that's really all I got on this one, y'all. It's kind of quick, but it's got some good stuff. At least I think it does, anyways. So y'all know, before I leave, Brother Sean is gonna hit y'all with some verses and some songs. So this one verse here, I like this one. It's from Isaiah 43 and 18. Now I'm not exactly sure what version of the Bible, but I will say this. Here it is. It's short but it's simple. It says, forget what happened long ago. Don't think about the past. There it is. Plain and simple. Right there in the good book. Okay? So, hey man, the past is the past. Don't beat yourself up about it, okay? And the other verse here is Galatians 6 and 4. And this one is from the CEV version. And the verse goes like this. It says, do your own work well. Then you will have something to be proud of. But don't compare yourself to others. Boom. Right there. Simple and plain. Two good verses for you right there, man. One of them says, don't dwell on the past. The other one says, don't compare yourself right there. So those are your verses, man. Keep them in your mind, put them in your heart. And a couple songs for y'all, man. I got some. Here we go. Let me see. Some songs I got. All right, Tupac. I got a little Pac on here for y'all. Better Days. Yeah, go check that out, man. Get you some Pac in you today. Get you some Pac in you today. And also, Tupac. Life Goes On. Those are two good ones right there. I love pop, love hip hop. And you know what? I'm gonna throw you a random one in here. Throw you a throwback in here. Y'all remember Bobby Valentino? Yeah, Bobby V. He had one I used to love on one of his albums. I think the album was Special Occasion. It was the name of the song was Rear View Riding, and it was featuring Ludacris. So yeah, man, y'all check that out. Thank y'all for listening, and y'all just keep your heads up out there, man. I really do appreciate anybody that might be checking me out. Really do. Hope y'all have a good, blessed day and a blessed rest of the week. So y'all don't, life's an odyssey. So embrace the journey. Thank you.